Good day, my name is Christine Partosa and we will be talking about constitutional provisions excerpts from Philippine laws and United Nations actions affecting the teaching profession. So the first one is provisions of the 1987 Constitution. The provisions of the 1987 Constitution are the rules and principles written in the Constitution that explains how the Philippine government works, what power it has, and what rights and duties citizens have. These provisions serve as the supreme law of the land, meaning all laws must follow them. So the Constitution says that every citizen has right and duties. So the importance of this are the first one is protect citizens' rights. They guarantee basic freedoms such as freedom of speech, religion, and due processes. So the example of this is the Constitution guarantees freedom of speech, allowing citizens to express opinions without fear of punishment and ensure due process so no one is imprisoned with a fair trial. The second one is limit government power. They prevent abuse of authority by dividing powers among the executive, legislative, and judicial branches. So for example of this is the separation of powers prevents abuse by allowing Congress to make laws. The president enforces them and the court of review them. So no single branch becomes too powerful. So the third one is promote democracy. They ensure free elections, people's participation, and accountability of public officials. So example of this is constitutional provisions for regular. Free elections allow citizens to choose their leaders and hold public officials accountable for their actions. The fourth one is maintain peace and order. They provide clear rules for governance and conflict resolution. So the example of this is laws and courts. Courts provide legal ways to resolve conflicts such as setting this disputes through trials instead of violence. So the last one is national development. They set goals for education, social justice, economy, and national sovereignty. So for example is constitutional goals promote education, social justice, and economic growth by directing the government to provide public schools, protect workers' rights, and safeguard national resources. Now let's go to the challenges of the provision of this constitution. So the first one is a lack of public awareness. So many citizens do not fully understand their constitutional rights and responsibilities. The second one is weak implementation. So some provisions are not strictly followed due to corruption or political interest. The third one is changing societal needs. Certain provisions may not fully address modern issues such as technology, globalization, and new economic challenges. The fourth one is political misuse. Some leaders interpret provisions in ways that benefits personal or political agendas. The fifth one is call for amendment or revision. So debates on constitutional change such as character change or can create division and commotion among citizens. So in addition, the provision of the 1987 Constitution plays a vital role in protecting democracy ensuring justice and guiding governance in the Philippines. However, for these provisions to be effective, citizens must understand them and the government must faithfully implement and respect them. So now, let's proceed to the second one. Important features of Republic Act number 4670. So the Republic Act number 4670, also known as the Magna Carta for public schools teachers, is a law that protects the rights, welfare, and professional interests of public school teachers in the Philippines. It sets standards for teachers, working conditions, salaries, benefits, and academic freedom and job security. So the first one is recruitment and qualification. So public school teacher must be professionally qualified and properly trained. This ensures that only competent teachers are hired to prevent quality education to learners. So this So for example, this is maintains high standard in teaching and learning. The second one is teacher cannot be removed, suspended, or transferred without due process. Any disciplinary action must follow fair procedure. So this example of this is protects teacher from unfair treatment and political interference. So the third one is academic freedom. So teachers are free to express ideas and options in teaching as long as they follow the curriculum and professional ethics. So example of this is encourages creativity, critical thinking, and creative teaching methods. The fourth one is teaching hours and workload. The law limits teachers' actual classroom teaching to 6 hours a day with time for lesson planning and other school related tasks. So, for example of this is to prevent teacher burn, burnout and promotes quality instruction. So the next one is salary and compensation. So teachers are entitled to fair salaries, salary increases, and other benefits comparable to other professionals. So, for example, is this is recognized teaching as a valuable profession and supports teachers' financial stability. So the next one is leaves benefits. So teachers are granted vacation leave, sick leave, and maternity leave for female teachers, including special provisions during school breaks. So this promotes teachers' health, well-being, and work-life balance. So the next one is medical examination and treatment. So teacher receives free medical examination and treatment due to illness caused by their work. So for example of this is encourages continuous professional development and better teaching quality. So the last one is study leave and professional growth. So teacher may be granted study leave with pay to pursue further education or training. So this promotes respect, dignity, and quality in the teaching profession. So the last one is protection against discrimination. So teachers are protected from discrimination, abuse, and exploitation in the workplace. So this promotes the teachers that that every teacher has rights. So the importance is protects teachers' right, improves working conditions, promotes teachers' welfare, encourages quality educations, and recognizes teachers as a professionals. So in addition, Republic Act number 4670 is important because it protects teachers' right, improves their working conditions, and strengthens the quality of education in the Philippines by valuing teacher as a professional. So we should value the teachers because they have the rights to teach children's and they help students to be better. That's all. Thank you for listening.